Have you ever noticed how, once someone hits 80, people around them start treating them like they're already fading, as if they're just waiting for time to run out? But what if I told you that doesn't have to be your story? If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like life is starting to slow down, or you've lost a bit of that spark you used to carry, it's not because your time is over. It's because the world around you has convinced you to stop growing, stop moving, stop dreaming. But you still can. And believe me, you still should. Let's talk about something most people avoid: the truth behind why many seniors don't make it far past 80. It's not always genetics. It's not always disease. More often than not, it's habits. It's lifestyle. It's giving up mentally before the body gives out physically. But here's the beautiful truth. There are men and women out there, some in their 90s, others well over 100, who still walk with purpose, laugh like teenagers, and wake up excited to start the day. They've tapped into something different. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. So stay with me, because we're uncovering 5 powerful secrets that centenarians swear by. And no, it's not about having perfect genes or doing yoga on a mountaintop. It's about little choices you can start making today, no matter your age, that can truly add more life to your years. Let's begin with the first one: staying curious. You see, the moment you stop learning, your brain begins to slow down, not just in memory, but in energy, decision-making, even emotional resilience. The seniors who live the longest tend to have one thing in common: they never stopped being curious. They ask questions, try new things, challenge their minds. It could be something as small as learning how to use a new app on your phone, picking up a new card game, or listening to a podcast instead of reruns. The point is, when the brain feels alive, the body follows. So if you've been stuck in the same daily routine for years, it might be time to shake it up. Now, let's talk about movement. Not marathons or gym memberships. I'm talking about gentle, intentional movement. Walking with a friend, stretching before bed, gardening, dancing in the kitchen to your favorite old song. Motion is magic for the body, especially after 60. The people who keep moving, even in small ways, tend to have stronger hearts, clearer minds, and better balance. And yes, fewer falls. But here's the secret most people miss. It's not just what you do, it's how consistently you do it. You don't need to push hard, you just need to keep showing up. A little movement every day tells your body, we're still in this game. So if you've felt stuck lately physically or mentally, it's not too late to restart. You've got wisdom on your side, experience, and more power than you think. Now that we've touched on curiosity and movement, let's keep going, because there's something else that long-living elders all share, and it might surprise you. It's a quiet kind of strength, really, the kind that doesn't come from muscles or medals, but from mindset. One thing you'll notice about people who live well into their 90s or even past 100 is that they've made peace with life. And that brings us to the next powerful secret: letting go of emotional weight. Holding on to old regrets, grudges, or guilt is like dragging a heavy suitcase up a steep hill every single day. It wears you down, it tires your heart, and over time, that emotional strain starts to affect your physical health in ways we often don't realize. High blood pressure, shallow sleep, digestive trouble, and even joint pain. You might not be able to change what happened in the past, but you can absolutely change the way it lives inside you. And many centenarians have done just that. They've forgiven people who hurt them, not for the other person's sake, but for their own peace. They've stopped trying to rewrite old stories and instead focused on writing the chapter they're living now. That emotional release, it's healing, and it shows. Now, let's talk about one of the simplest, yet most overlooked habits that adds years to your life: strong social connections. This one matters more than most people think. The human heart doesn't just beat for survival, it beats for connection. Laughter with a friend, a hug from a grandchild, a conversation over tea. These moments do something remarkable inside the body. They lower stress hormones, They boost immunity. They even improve memory and brain health. You don't need a huge circle. Just a few people who care, and who you care about in return. Some of the oldest people on Earth don't live in giant cities or retirement mansions. They live in small villages, often surrounded by community, purpose, and shared time. And even if you live alone right now, it's never too late to connect. Reach out to that neighbor you wave at but never talk. 2. Call an old friend. Join a walking group, a book club, a local class. Because isolation is one of the quietest killers after 80. But connection, that's one of the strongest lifelines. And here's something that might surprise you. Those who live the longest don't just live for themselves. They find purpose, something to wake up for, a reason to be part of the world. No matter how small, purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be watering your plants, checking in on a loved one, helping a neighbor with groceries, mentoring someone younger, or simply tending to your health so you can keep showing up. The key is to stay engaged with life instead of slowly pulling away from it. So far, we've uncovered the power of curiosity, movement, emotional peace, connection, and now purpose. And there's still one more secret to go. One that holds everything else together like a thread. One that gives you not just more years in your life, but more life in your years. Asterisk, there's a quiet truth that lives in the hearts of those who reach 100 and beyond. And it has nothing to do with luck, medicine, or even diet. It's something deeper, an inner flame that refuses to go out. The final secret to a long, vibrant life is simple. They choose to stay positive. Not the kind of fake happiness where you pretend everything's fine. No, this is a deeper kind of optimism, a belief that life still has something good to offer, that each new sunrise is worth greeting, that even in pain, there's still beauty. You see, the people who live the longest don't necessarily have easier lives. Many have faced loss, illness, financial struggles, and hardship. But what sets them apart is how they respond. They don't let bitterness grow roots. They don't spend their days waiting for the next bad thing to happen. Instead, they look for moments of joy, no matter how small. The warmth of sunlight on their skin, the sound of birds in the morning, a kind word from a stranger, a memory that makes them smile. These are not grand things, but they are life-giving. Negativity, especially as we age, becomes a habit. It can sneak in quietly, complaining about aches, fearing the future, fixating on what's been lost. But the truth is, what we focus on expands. And if we train our minds to see light, even when things feel heavy, the body follows. Science backs this up. Positive thinking is linked to lower rates of heart disease, stronger immunity, better sleep, and even longer telomeres, the parts of our cells that protect against aging. In other words, a hopeful mind leads to a healthier body. And you don't have to be cheerful every moment to experience this. You just have to choose every day to lean into hope more than fear, gratitude more than complaint, growth more than decline. Think about this. If your body is still here, if your breath is still steady, that means your story isn't finished yet. You still have pages left to write. You still have wisdom to share. And someone, somewhere, needs the light you carry. So don't count yourself out. Don't let society, or your aches, or your rage convince you that you're done, because you're not. You're still here. And that means something. Small changes, made consistently, can shift everything. Staying curious, moving daily, releasing old wounds, building meaningful connections, finding purpose, and choosing positivity, even when it's hard. These aren't just nice ideas, they're the building blocks of longevity. And whether you're 60, 75, or already past 80, it's never too late to start. The body responds, the mind adapts. The heart remembers how to beat with joy again. So here's to you, to your strength, to your story, to your next chapter. If this video touched something in you, let us know in the comments. What keeps you going every day? What gives you hope, even when life feels heavy? And if you found value here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content made just for you. This is a space where aging doesn't mean fading, it means rising, living, thriving, because the truth is, you're not too old to grow. You're just wise enough to do it right. Here's to living not just longer but better. You've earned it.